Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forged Alliance Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 up here to the northwest and ending with Team 2 down here in the southeast. Starting off with the orange to color orange player of Team 1, it is Matchery going first and second LAN as a UEF. And he is a 1700. To his east, we have Zardos going first land, surprisingly, because he is kind of in that front line section for Team 1. He is in Batman Gray as a UEF, and he is also a 1000 rated player. To his north, we have the player of Saito? I think it's Saito. Going first land as a Cybran in Chevy Crimson. He is also an 1100. To his west, we have Storm Lantern going first land in Emerald Green as a Cybran as well. He is an 1800, the highest rated player in the game and on Team 1. And of course, he's an Emerald Green as a Cybran. And last but not least, for Team 1, we have Frost Monster. Wow. He is going first land as a UEF. Very fitting color for his name. I either would have gone with Tropical Ocean Blue or with white, but he went with Tropical Ocean Blue, and he is a 1000 rated player. Team 1, they only have Cybrans and UEF, 3 UEF, 2 Cybrans to their name. No Aeon, no Seraphim Tech for Team 1. Down here in the south here, starting off with Team 2's Royal Purple player of Monstratus. Already on the move, getting a nice little mechs for himself, going first land as a Cybran. He is a 1000 rated player. Traveling here to the north, we have Kabanoff going first land as the first Seraphim of the game. He is in Rust, and he is a 1600. And to his east in Light Oak Tan, we have Scorpy going first land as another Cybran here in this game. And he is a 1500 here, and he is in Light Oak Tan. To his west, in the front line position, we have Eisenfaust. That's how you say that. Going first land in Pac-Man Yellow as another Cybran. A lot of Cybrans this game, and he is a 900 rated player, the only player underneath 1000. And last but not least, there for Team 2, we have Hal Bass Tech going first land, second air, third land as a Cybran, and he is in Ruby Red as a 1500. So for Team 2 side of things, we have 3 Cybrans and 2 Seraphim. No Aeon technology available to either team, and no UEF technology here for Team 2. So essentially, it is a Cybran and a Seraphim versus a Cybran and a UEF matched up team. Let's take a look here at Reclaim here before everything kicks off nice and quickly. Let's go ahead and move my mouse over there so I can click on that little menu. We have 24,600, so I'll probably say around an even 25,000 mass, which, you know, for 10 players is 2,500 per player, which isn't terrible. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing, as I always say. And that is all the mass on the field so far. Obviously, that number will go up with time. And in terms of mass point spread here on the map, we have a decent section of mass here to the southeast section, a veritable no man's land here in this western section, a decent quad max position. A lot of players will probably be fighting over this middle lane here. We have a decent just, section of mass points here in this kind of eastern section of the middle on this upper plateau. And there's already some units fighting over it. We have T1 bombers flying overhead to take care of engineers on reclaim/mass point duty. And of course, there is a quad form of mechs here to the east with they're pretty, close-knit set of mechs. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, at least one player most likely owning everything in this corner. That is it for mass points. We have 2 comms in the middle here for Team 1 and 2 comms in the middle here for Team 2. They are going to meet here in this middle section. The comm of Frost Monster already on this western side, distance building up on that plateau. Very sensible move here by him, trying to get the upper plateau without building a air facility, which it's the budget transport. You just build the facility, and then you just land troops. You make troops up there versus landing them. But the bomber out here from Team 2's player of Halbastek takes out that engineer that was on land facility production. Unfortunately for him, the player of Storm Lantern has already built one facility and has a backup set of engineers to build another one. So Team 1 will retain control, at least partial control, of that upper plateau. We have a third player here from Team 2. It is Halbastek, closing up this little kind of ravine, valley, whatever the heck you want to call it, area of the map. He wants to ensure that there's no possible run-bys. Would probably want to do it this way as well, but at least cutting off this section is definitely better than nothing. We have gun speed and range going down here for Scorpy to the east, trying to be very aggressive with his commander. He is Seraphim. He could go for the 50,000 plus hit point strategy of the Seraphim commanders, but it is, of course, a risky play. Lots of hit points, but also you got to use the commander because it's a lot of mass investment into that style of play. We have one commander just does not care what the opponent is doing. It's a 2v1 scenario currently. We do have Storm Lantern and Matry essentially just splitting off in different directions here. And the comm of Kabanoff is just going to split the difference right up the middle. We do have the comm of Eisenfaust in the back, probably going to go for T2 here pretty shortly, and then build some Cerberus turrets and shields to protect this facility that he has constructed. We have movement here to the northeast for Team 1, the player of Sito, grabbing this quad mechs section of the map. He is encountering some Selens and other units, but his Mantis will be able to take care of that right quick. No other efforts from Team 2 to try to grab this section of the map. We saw a transport, but it looks like it was killed off earlier. Or at least, didn't drop the engineers or whatever the case may be. I don't see any more upgrades so far, but the comm of Kabanoff goes down. Don't know what that was. It could have been a misclick. He could have been 2v1, says Eisenfaust. Forgot, says Kabanoff. He could have just targeted his comm to go here and then was doing something else in his base and just forgot that. That's more of a mistake more than an actual tactical, not tactical move. What's the word I want to use? More of a deliberate move. So I'll give him a little reprieve for that. But unfortunately for Team 2, that was their highest rated player. Team 1 is in the lead now with a 5v4 scenario. And it's now 2v1 in the middle. Unless Halbastek's come and assist him, it's not going to go well. But he's already pushed through the front lines against Team 1. We have bombers en route to deal with this force. No AA in the mix, so all of these units will die. Very, very painful deaths. But we do have progress for Team 1 on the western plateau section, pushing up against the Halbastek facilities here, trying to hem him into a corner, or at least a section of the plateau, which has worked so far, but we'll see if that holds for now. Of course, this is a full share game, so all of the structures do go over to Scorpy here, so he has a nice boost in eco, is about to cross 100 mass per second. And in terms of eco, Team 1 and Team 2 pretty close together. About, I'd say 25 mass, 10, it kind of keeps jumping. Let's say 15 mass differential for both of our teams here. In terms of totals, only 2,000 difference. It's not really anything to write home about. Nano repair going down here for Eisenfaust in the middle. Hasn't gone for T2 yet, surprisingly. Wants to get Nano. Obviously wants to protect against the threat of 2 comms. But neither comm is pushing here on this middle side, so I'm very interested why he's going for that. I know he wants to be prepared, but being too cautious is not a good idea. We have Zardos under threat from Scorpy with that gun upgrade. Zardos is unupgraded. He's dropped below 50% of his hit points, and he is slowly falling. Units coming in to assist, and they are pushing constantly. Scorpy looks like he's going to retreat, which he shouldn't. He should just go after Zardos, but doesn't want to give eco to anybody else. And we also have reinforcements coming off from Sito from the east. Scorpio doesn't want to be caught unawares and surrounded. It takes 3 shots to kill 1 Mantis, full health, so Scorpio wants to be very careful with his movements here. He has forced back Team 1, which is a good grab by him. Grabs him a couple additional mexes for his eco. Same kind of thing happening here to the southwest, but really neither team really getting anything unless they really claim, the edge of this butterfly-looking plateau double cow thing. I don't know. And like I see like a cow face like right here, and then there's another one kind of like merged in with it. I don't know. Can't really tell. This one looks like more like a scorpion or something, or I don't know. Sometimes the Roxas map generator makes some interesting shapes, but a nice group of mantis here. I think this it's gonna be close. If the forces from Scorpion don't come in and assist, it might be a kill, but he is... Oh, that quad kill here from Scorpion will definitely seal his fate in being alive. Pings go down to kill the calm of Scorpion. He is the second highest rated player, tied for Halbast. Scorpion does issue the retreat order. Gun damage and range going down for Zardos. Zardos will have to cancel that upgrade due to the Zui pressure. Excellent move. He will evac with this transport. Definitely a good move there, not wanting to risk his calm. But Scorpion does survive, does have 2 ranks of veterancy, gets up at 22 hit points a second. Nice decent chunk of hit points. Needs to get nano on that to get that to about 100. We do have a infiltrating unit segment force thingamajig from Monstratus here to the west, going after production facilities. Isn't really getting a whole lot of work done, unfortunately, but at least is distracting his opponent. But not really doing much of anything, unfortunately, because this land facility production here for Halbast on this upper plateau is being taken out right quick. It is not going to last very much longer. A huge effort from Monstratus to help assist, but he's fighting an uphill battle in that regard. There's just so many facilities online pumping out units all the time. I mean, he needs, you know, a couple more, probably a bunch more of those not transports, but land facilities. But a possible run by on the cards here for Team 1 against the player of Monstratus. We have forces from Halbast coming in to intercept. Most of them have been dealt with, but a few of them do get by. They kill, I think, a T1 Mechs. At least it looks like a T1 Mechs. We have some Cerberus turrets coming online. We have engineers hurriedly trying to build something. P-Gen's coming online as well. It's about to finish this PD. Once it does, going to be able to deal with these units really quickly. Of course, it is Cerberus, so it's going to take a little bit to chew through, you know, T1 hit points. But it will do that, and not really a lot of damage was done, unfortunately, here for Team 1. But they have at least distracted Team 2, which is, you know, sometimes that's better than nothing. But it is better than nothing. But Eisenfaust pushing against the Calm of Matra here in the middle. The Calm of Storm Lantern has retreated. Eisenfaust does have the numbers, but Matry does have some PD, which will help assist in defense. I don't think he has enough. He does have gun, and he does have nano. I think he has this. He's sitting at range now against these PD. So he definitely has the advantage. We have a couple of Medusa here to the east that will be shot at by some strikers, but won't last very long. T1 Scorchers over the top, take a decent chunk of his force out, but this position will fall to Team 2. Team 2 has almost secured the middle lane, and all they have to do is just a hop, skip, and a jump into the main base for Zardos. Team 1 has to be very, very aware of that. They don't want any more leakage coming in through the middle. Possible possible invasion here from the west by Team 1's player of Frost Monster. And there are units here from Halbast Tech, but they're going to just gum up the works. There's a very thin avenue of movement here. Frost Monster would be much better off. What she's doing is just holding position here with that PD nearby. Does look like the Calm of Matry has come back. He doesn't look like Eisenfaust wants to hold this position for long. Just wanted to kill everything and leave. Didn't even go for the mass. Kind of a missed opportunity there. But, you know, wants to at least take out the front line to be a little more malleable for him later. We are approaching the 14-minute mark. The only calm death so far is Kavanaugh, and that was really more of a misclick than anything else. This facility has almost been taken out. Team 1 almost owns the entire southwestern southwestern plateau. And then we'll probably start building artillery on this cliffside edge to start pummeling the base here against Monstratus. Don't see any more movements. Team 1 hasn't tried to take this position out. They do have a nice solid production facility here, and T2 units making appearance here for the Calm of Sito in the northeast, but just constant raiding by Team 2's player of Scorpion, making it kind of difficult for Zardos to hold this position. He does have a couple of PD and TMD online, is building radar installation behind, but really where Team 1 is excelling is this southwestern corner. They do have some bleeding going down here along this western edge, and there are units on an intercept course to deal with that. But it's going to be a little tight, I feel like. Team 1 trying to just struggle to keep, some semblance of a front line online for long periods of time. They've lost a decent amount of ground in the middle. They've regained it, but they've lost the infrastructure. But T3 already on the cards here for Matchery, the Titan assault bot. Very effective, fire very quickly. T1 PD struggles to deal with them, just of course by themselves. You have 10 PD. It's those Titans don't really stand a chance, but of course we have T3 air available here for Team 2's player of Scorpy. Has T3 land as well, but no other attempt by Team 2 to go for air. I mean, with 5 players, I guess 4 players now, you would think at least 2 of them would go air. Almost 2 of them have gone, actually 3 of them essentially have gone air here for Team 1. That'll be a huge advantage. They'll lose that on the land focus, but, they can gain it back with the air if they so decide to do so. But Gunther is being built up to try to just, poke at Team 1's front line here against Matchery in the middle. There is a shield online. I heard Strap Bomb? Thought I heard Strap Bomber somewhere. Maybe not. No, yeah, back here. We have a Strap Bomber here for Team 2's player of Scorpy. That's a nice group of P-Gens, but that's not the target. Take out the T2 P-Gen. Oh, he makes a turn. Oh, that was a good grab. You could have gotten... Oh, the bomb does land. Takes out some engineers. Takes out 2 of the 3. But this position could have taken out a Mechs. Could have taken out a P-Gen. I think you could take out T2 P-Gens in one shot. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you can take one out in one shot. Would have been a great grab. Volatile explosion would kill more engineers, but I wanted to go after Frost Monster specifically, which, I mean, going after one player specifically is kind of better than just going after a little nibble from multiple players. But T2 Ilshava is making their appearance here for Scorpio on this eastern side. We've seen plenty of matches where these things are just devastating for their opponents. They look very interesting. Like they're mini chickens, essentially. It looks like they're walking backwards, too. At least the arms, essentially. They just look like they're... I know they're wings, but kind of remind me of... I don't know, kind of remind me of like kind of like Gundams, but I don't know. I feel like they're more those... I forget what they're called in the anime, but... Code Geass, whatever the something frames. There's like the Lancelot frame, or I forget what the mechs are called, but very good anime. Code Geass is. Would recommend it if you haven't watched it, and if you have watched it, might as well watch it again, because why not? It is that good. But we have a large group of units here for Team 1 on the southern edge. Team 2 is really suffering in the land department. They have, this entire section of their land is gone. Team 2 is trying to hold their best out with Halbaztech and Monstratas, but they are suffering little by little, bit by bit. They need some sort of strategy to win back the land, or at least gain some other advantage. Team 1 has a lot of air force that's going to start building up here pretty quickly. And Team 2 really doesn't have anything in the way of of air. They have a couple land facilities, T3 at the most. Actually, everybody has T3 land. That'll be a nice help, but you need to pump out the units to support the front line. Nice firebase being built here by Eisenfaust. Of course, it is a UEF firebase, and UEF is far more effective at building and holding firebases, just because they're very tanky in general. We have a possible land invasion. Does look like Ilshis are using their range to just kind of snipe at a couple of units out of position, but Ilshis versus Team 1 units, I'm going to bet the Ilshis every time. We have a couple of rhinos on this eastern side, though, being chased by Ilshis. These rhinos are going to get very good value. Need to target the mechs, not necessarily the mass storage. Mass storage isn't really worth targeting, but the army that was heading towards the player of Eisenfaust's forward operating base is now here And it's a lot of Titans in the mix. Cerberus turrets not very that effective against T3 units. They can, after a while, take out some, but, you know, especially with some strikers and just cannon fodder, the shield is going to fall. One of the Gunthers is down. The next one is down. And this base is really going to suffer here just because of these Titans. They're not Perseus. They don't do as much damage as Perseus, but they are just very effective at moving very quickly. You know, very rapid fire. They're really designed to take out low HP, either structures or units. And, you know, T1, T2 mexes, shields, whatever the case may be, very, very cost effective. There's still a couple more turrets. Sorry, PD that need to be taken care of. The Titans will be beat back, but a lot of damage was done to Eisenfaust's forward operating base. And in the south, we can see that push from a bunch of these mech marines. A couple of them actually have, I thought I saw one with veterancy. That one has veterancy. A line of PD trying to be built up to help assist there. Looks like they were targeting exclusively the mech marines. They are targeting the strikers as well, but a lot of those units will be killed off very quickly. It does kind of open the door here for Team 1's player of Storm Lantern to push, but more and more PD coming online just means that more and more protection is coming online, of course. Trying to do his best of Monstratus to just kind of build a wall embedded with PD on the southern side. It will take longer than just building a wall, but at least you have some defenses already built into it. Let's see, to the northeast, a large T1 army. I think there's a couple of T2 mixed in there. Maybe, but they're facing Ilshis. Ilshis, again, rapid fire. Another group of Ilshis here to the north. This group is being sandwiched by 3 different sources of Ilshis. The tiny chicken walkers are really corralling their prey. That is a heck of a lot of mantis. I wonder how much there currently is still. Nope, that's AA. 87, just a cool 87, you know, no biggie. That's, you know, a decent group of units, and you can see just one Ilshi's dead, but just a ton of units are dying constantly. Not all of them can fire, because there are some AA mixed in there. Very sensible choice here by Sitio, but he's really suffering up here. He needs some more reinforcements in the terms of some rhinos, Wagners, something to just hold off this T2 threat. We are seeing a push by Team 2's player of Eisenfaust combined with Halbastek. He is making his way towards Matchery and Zardos' main front line that is back here near their main bases. And they are starting to hold it, but they were pushed a significant amount back. This is a 20 by 20, and Team 2 really spearheading that middle section while Team 1 is really focusing on the southern section, which, you know, has its advantages and disadvantages. More time it takes to move to this position, but that just means the more time you have to prepare, and vice versa. Less time to move means less time to prepare, but it's also closer to the resupply lines for Team 1 or Team 2. So it's kind of, it's always a give and take. There is never a 100% benefit or 100% negative to doing one thing or the other, except just, you know, control K-ing your mass or for no reason, or your units into mass, or giving your enemy intel, or, you know, that stuff isn't super great unless you want to control K your like experimental at base to then scoop up the mass to build a new one. If you're just going to control K in the middle of nowhere, it's kind of pointless. But Bricks versus Titans in the middle, Bricks gonna win that fight. Bricks are, you know, more heavy duty. They fire, I think, at about the same rate, and the Titans really can't just fight against the 7,500 hit points of the Brick versus the essentially 3,100 of the Titan. But the Calm of Zardos has been on the transport for a while, and it's very dangerous if Team 2 notices this, which they probably don't. They notice the transport and a unit on board, but that's it. That means they have Omni online somewhere. If it's that far out, it's back here. It's going to be... Yep. They have it just about there. So they see most of the map. Better positioned would probably either be in this position here or in the base of Halbastek, just so it's a little bit further west, so you can kind of encapsulate almost the entirety of Team 1's main facilities. But T3 Ravagers online here for Zardos will hold this front line, force the Bricks back, Back air, says Kabanoff. I don't know. I don't know why he back off air. It's, you know, T1 AA. It's not a huge issue. Albastek building more and more units. Has some loyalists here to help assist. You know, they're rapid fire units. They move very quickly. I don't think they shoot as fast as the Titan, not the Titan, the bricks do. And he's building a brick as we speak. And this is only T1 units, so it's not a huge threat. He might lose a T3 facility. Might would be the keyword on that. These units are not really super strong, but the first experimental of the game has been built. It is a monkey. There's that monkey I was looking for a couple of games ago. It has been built and is going to be sent probably to the western side. Team 2 has done a considerable job of just eliminating a lot of the just units that were just sitting here. But a T3 land factory HQ online for the front line for Storm Lantern. And that's very far forward. That's his only T3 land headquarters. So if he loses that, he loses access to T3 tech. In terms of land, I mean, it's kind of risky, but it is very far forward. So definitely the benefit for shorter supply lines and all of that. And in terms of ecos, how are we faring so far? Well, we are at 1.1 for Team 1. So 1.1 thousand versus 900 for Team 2. 200 mass per second more. And that is amounted to about 20,000 mass, so about a Monkey Lord, a little bit less than that. But Team 2 does have a nuke. It's already launched. It's already built, and it's about a third of the way loading. So at 25 minutes, we have Scorpy kind of thinking about that endgame scenario here. He did have 2 bases very early on, has given him a nice boost, 370 mass. Versus Storm Lantern's 300, and Storm Lantern's only on 1 base. He is an 1800. Not that I don't know what difference 300 hit points, ranking makes. There we go. But it definitely gives him some slight, advantage in terms of experience and timing with building mechs upgrades and all of that. But it's Bricks versus Titans once again. Bricks are going to win that fight. Ravagers opening up constantly. They're actually just walking by this Ravager. They just don't care. They're targeting anything and everything but the PD. This Ravager will not make it. Almost made it on 6 hit points, but a Percy going to help protect this facility here to the west. Still, 3 more bricks are online. They aren't going to get very deep, unfortunately. There's still Ravagers and Triads nearby. And, of course, we have some Whalers to deal with those. Biplane efforts here from Scorpio to get a nice read on enemy positions and what they're up to. But one of them will be killed off. The other one will be as well. There is a Monkey Lord being built here by Team 1's player of Cito. They have SMD, of course, online. Do they know of the nuke, I wonder? Oh, that is the wrong team. They do know of the nuke, so they are trying to prepare. So Team 2 needs to build the SMD. But Team 1 needs to build the SMD quicker than Team 2 can build the nuke. I feel like at this point, there's a large effort by 2 players, Scorpy and Monstratus, for building that nuke. Load nuke first, says Kabanoff. And that SMD, it's going up pretty quickly. It's going to be close. If Team 2 can put a little more oomph behind their loading, I think they'll make it. But they also need to launch immediately. Is the attack order in place? No, it is not. What's cool is that you can prep nukes to fire, so once one is ready, it just automatically fires, which is really nice because if you have multiple of them loading or loaded, you can just go this one first, and then this one goes there, and then you don't have to sit there and individually launch them. It's going to be close. Let's see. Okay, this one is almost done. How close is that? Oh, no. It's travel time will make a difference. It is a 20 by 20, but as long as that nuke launches immediately after it's loaded, it is nuking. There goes the silo opening up. The missile is launching. Strategic launch. And there is my namesake being said by the announcer. Thank you so much. A little plug for the name of the channel here. But a strap bomber coming inbound for, I think, the nuke. Yeah, it's inbound for the nuke. I think a couple of bombs will land. No, none of them will land. That's very disappointing here for Team 1. Will the SMD load? It does load just in time. Matt, you're going to build a second SMD missile to protect. But just barely. I'd say probably a minute or so. Pray for it. Please, 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 please. And nope. Definitely a disappointment. Yeah. If he was maybe 30 seconds faster, he would have been fine. And it just goes down to, can you squeeze it out? And sometimes you can, and just sometimes you can't. And on that note, we are at 28 minutes, 55 seconds. Let me know down in the comments, who do you think is going to win currently? Sorry for the zooming in and out. Please like the video if you do. And, of course, if you haven't hit that sub button down below the video, if you've been enjoying this one so far or just my videos in general, please hit that subscribe button down below the video. I greatly appreciate it, and appreciate those who have already taken the time to hit that subscribe button and comment down below and like the video. Frost Monster has built his experimental. He is UEF, so that means it is a fat boy. I mean, for once, I'd love to see a just like an Atlantis, which I have seen in other matches just sit here in water and just not be used. It's just not effective in terms of cost effectiveness for mass to just build an Atlantis just for the aircraft carrier potentiality. Not potentiality, for the potential. But artillery wars going here to the west. The position here for Halbastek is under threat. No shield online still. Fighting against another Cyber, and it's essentially going to be a 2v1. And that's not really going to go the way of Halbastek. We have some units on the way, and we have a monkey as well, so he will lose that artillery war, but will win the, or will lose the artillery battle, but win the war. We have ASF circling, and the strap bomber on its way. I wonder what it's targeting. Maybe the bricks? It's badly damaged. The missile has been dropped, or at least the bomb in this case. It is taking a lot of flak, and there it goes. Lands on that upper plateau. Doesn't really get anything worth with that one bomb it did drop. Ravager creep here for Zardos up here to the north. We have Triads as well. So very much PD creep here to the northeast, and a push by another horde of Ilshis against T1 units. I don't even see really T2 in the mix. A lot of red and little dots underneath them, or dashes. In this position, just getting overwhelmed. We have PD trying to be built here for Team 1's player of Cito, but not really going well. But T2 Renegades, not Jesters, are on their way to help cull these Scorpies, Ilshis to the north. Let's take a look at movements here. Of course, that PD creep here to the middle. We do have some sort of conglomeration of power here for Eisenfaust in the middle. Would love to see some engineers build a couple of shields. Of course, get the mexes under his control. Just boost his eco just by that little bit more. Monstratus has built another experimental. Is it a crab or is it a bug? It is a crab. It's kind of weird to build a bug if you don't have air control. How's that nuke going? It is over half loaded. Another separate air grid being built here by Scorpy. He's also going for advanced nano repair. Going to be very, very beefy here pretty soon. The second SMD will load with plenty of time. No reason to worry about that for Team 1. They don't know that. And they have a monkey that they're going to use to just shove at Team 2 off this position. But a bunch of bricks. We'll be able to do a decent amount of damage, though. Trebuchets trying to make their way out of harm's way. One of them will die, providing a little bit of distraction. The monkey will fall below 50%, gets a rank in veterancy to help save its hit points a little bit. Bricks should not charge in. There is a two Fat Boys on the way. That is going to start being dangerous here against Team 2 in the middle. They need some sort of plan. Mass artillery would be a good idea. I mean, missiles kind of if the target isn't moving, but not if it is moving. And they need to deal with this position up here to the north. They have the player of Cito kind of just cornered up here. Units kind of just running back and forth. Needs to go T3 and just mass produce bricks at this point. Is producing monkeys, which, is also a good idea. But maybe he's trying to hold off. He is building T2 gunships constantly, so is using that to his advantage. Has T3 air technology. So he's going to be able to pump out even whalers if he really wanted to. But, of course, renegades are cheaper and are faster to make. So that's the advantage there. You can nuke here, says Kabanov. I mean, that would be a good position. There is an SMD going to be built here pretty soon. That'd be a nice position to kind of just weaken this, northeastern line. There really isn't anything worth taking out. Pretty much most of the main bases have an SMD, or at least are covered by a friendly's SMD. This position could be taken up, but there's only 2 mechs here, so it's not really worth it. It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Down here in the south, we have anything else going on? We do have a Hovatham coming online here for Scorpy. He switched over from building nukes to building artillery, which in the long term is more cost effective than building nukes, because the nukes you have to spend the mass to build the missile, and the artillery you just don't need to spend any mass once you built the artillery. He has his own chicken helping to defend and at least try to poke this front line. Is taking out a decent section of PD, but you know, has to constantly churn through more and more hit points to do so. Percy's will be taken out. Ravagers constantly open fire. He needs some assistance up here to deal with this position. He's even losing ground up here to the north here against Sito. We have 2 Fat Boys in the middle. We do have mass artillery efforts here from Eisenfaust. So he's doing very well to counter these Fat Boys and other experimentals down this middle lane. The Fat Boys, even though there's 2 of them, very risky to go up this many artillery. You can see, just look at the bombardments constantly raining down on them. They do have secondary shield, prayer shields with them, but they only last so long. Fat Boys have to get essentially not up and close and personal with the artillery base, but I mean pretty close. They have to essentially sit right here in range of the artillery to be able to even hit something. And I think the range of this artillery is a little bit better than anything else. A little bit better than the artillery on the Fat Boy. But a monkey to the west will distract the Fat Boys. Obviously there are bricks and other units supporting the player here for Halbast Tech, but there's a lot of firepower on these bricks, these Titans and these Percys. Nice little bomber squadron with whalers in tow. This Fat Boy, this monkey mode will die. Really struggling with names today. Another Fat Boy here for Team 1. There's 3 Fat Boys. That is starting to get very dangerous for Team 2. They need to deal with at least a couple of them. There are some bombers en route, but they are going to take a little bit to churn through those shields. You know, there's 20,000 hit points, and there's even Cougars in the mix and other, you know, ASFs as well. So, you know, throwing bombers in there, not really the best idea. I hear strap bombers somewhere. Up here to the east, couple of strap bombers dealing with these units. They've almost taken out 3 T3 mexes. Didn't get the second one, but man, they took out mass fat forms as well. That's gotta hurt. Team 2's eco, I mean, not considerably, but it is going to take a chunk out of it. Frost Monster has actually bypassed all of his teammates and the enemy team in terms of, well, okay, hold on, maybe not. Is this, I can't tell if it's a reclaim or not. No, that's generated. He's getting an additional like 300 a second because of whatever he's reclaiming. Probably that, yeah, he's reclaiming that Monkey Lord. But man, that's a decent amount of eco here for Frost Monster. I mean, he's staying in par with the other players on Team 2, and because of that, Team 1 is ahead by 300 mass a second at 1.6 thousand per second. Total mass accrued at 130,000 more than their opponents at 1.67 million mass totals. We have 3 Monkey Lords protecting this line of PD against 1 crab. That crab is going to lose that fight, especially with all the PD nearby. The crab cannot push forward. There is a monkey in tow as well, but they will still not be able to win this fight. Does look like Zardos is struggling with his shields a little bit. Starting to recover in terms of the energy consumption, but still struggling to stay online. I don't see anything of note in the bases. Oh, Duke coming online here for Frost Monster. That's really it. I don't see really much. Okay, you don't need 2 SMDs. You really only need 1, especially against 1 nuke launcher. You really only need 1. That one is almost loaded, speaking of which. And that Hovatham has finished. Needs more shielding, and it is building more shielding as we speak. And a bunch of Utashala is going to be built to help protect it. We have a Disruptor to the west here for the player Monstratus. So 2 artillery almost online here for Team 2. That's going to be a huge boon to them. And what are they currently targeting? Well, the air grid is exposed. That'd be a nice target. Taking out some mass fab farms would be good as well. They're T2 pigeons. They don't explode as much, but they still do pack a punch. I constantly hear strap bombers. I don't know where they are. There goes one of the monkeys. The second monkey is down. The third monkey is down. The fourth one is en route. The crab has stayed strong. The chicken came to assist and used the environment to its advantage by hiding its lower body on that ramp. We do have some AA units coming to charge. That's not really going to go well for those units. We have a crab versus a monkey. There are some there are some Percies in tow, but honestly, that monkey is just going to its death. Team 1 needs to come in with some engineers, and they are currently. More building PD to protect their investment with the reclaim. But a chicken also assisting, going to be very helpful for this crab. Team 2 is going to hold that line. There's a group, or I should say a squadron of gunships en route. There is some AA in the area. Not a lot, but now the ACE have come in and going to deal with that anyway, so it really didn't even matter. So, nice effort here by Team 1, but they lose 4 monkeys for the price of 1. Not a really good trade there, I would add. They did gain some ground with some of their PD, but that chicken still has a decent section of hit points left, and now the crab will push with his loyalists as well. Take a look at the comm of Scorpy at 40,000 hit points. That's a lot of hit points. Even at his 2-star commander, still a lot of hit points. This looks Scorpy trying to micro his chicken as best he can, being a distraction to take out those Ravagers, and 2 of them are down. Third one coming offline now. Man, that crab is firing very quickly. Look at that, just pummels shots constantly. Loyalist acting as some distraction for his giant brother of a crab to kind of just assist in protecting it for as long as he can. Does look like there's more Percies, and everything is being sent Team 2's way. We even have more gunship. The whalers this time, so even more beefier. The crab probably should get out of there just to ensure its survival. The second nuke of the game is launched here by Scorpy. And where is it going? I mean, this position would be pretty good. It's taking out this position. Lots of build power. A couple of mass points in the area, but that's it. When you're taking out Eco's always a good idea, but it could have been a little better. Ooh, what is this? Does he have the nuke? He does have the nuke. He's going for the shield forward operating base against Team 2, but it's going to impact the shield. Maybe some bricks will be caught in its wake, but there are zappers, and that instantly kills that Billy Nuke. I think it takes 5 shots from a TMD to deal with a Billy Nuke. I think it's 5. Maybe it's 4. I don't know, something like that. The nuke does land, takes everything out, of course. 4 mass points are gone. Drops Team 1's eco by a little bit, but still, still hovering around the 300, 400 mass differential. Artillery fire constantly raining across the map. You can see the air grid here for Storm Lantern has taken a serious beating, and now it's targeting the mass fab farms / the T3 mexes here for Frost Monster. That Duke is almost online, but I feel like that Disruptor is about to finish as well. Actually, it has finished, and the second one's going to come online, so it's going to be, 3 artillery here soon. That's a lot of artillery. Is there another one? No. Okay, it just looks like there is. Okay, I was like, is there another artillery I don't see? Grab trying to make his way forward, but more gunships, more air support coming in all the time. Lightning tanks trying to do their best. They'll target the lightning tanks first. The ASF fight will engage over some lightning tanks. We have mass reclaim attempts here by both teams, or at least Team 2 is making a better show of it, of course. That is a win here for Team 1's air. It's almost air dominance. It's close, but there's a lot of AA in the mix, so these ASF cannot stay very long. Of course, the whalers are not going to target the crab. But Team 2, again, making a bunch of SAM snipes to help assist with the AA efforts. And the ASF are going to come back and deal with the rest of these gunships, or at least try to. They'll lose that Air Force, but at least they'll help save some of these Rascoms and the Megalith holding this position. Percy's coming in to assist as well, trying to just get at that crab while it's distracted. But that crab is at 5 ranks of veterancy, so it has 165,000 hit points. That's a lot of hit points. It's just a lot. Does look like the Disruptor artillery fire is going after the Duke. 1 shield against 2. Needs more shielding. Both of them need more shielding, but more arty, says Kavanoff. Build another artillery installation. Going to build a second one here for Team 2's player of Scorpio to the north. Again, at decentralizing the artillery, ensuring that if one goes down, the other one does not go down. And it just forces Team 1 to retask and whatnot. Billy Nuke does land. I think maybe he tried to kill some of these units. They did not get destroyed, at least the ones that were there. Does look like it is maybe a concerted effort to go after the Duke. Let's see where the second artillery shell lands. Oh, it does look like it's going after this position. There it goes. Shields are starting to buckle here for Team 1's player. Frost Monster needs more shielding, but artillery raining in all the time. That one goes very wide. Oh, that Duke is going to hold on for now, but isn't going to last super long. Team 1 does have air control. They could try to mount some sort of invasion from the air, but a huge amount of SAM sites are being built. Huge amount here. And it does look like the artillery from Team 1 is targeting it directly. It's kind of interesting that T3 artillery is targeting T2 artillery. Don't know what the aim of that is. Takes out a decent section of those defenses, but still, you should be targeting things that can shoot back at you like this Disruptor, and the second one's almost online. A third nuke has been launched. And I don't know where this one is going. Where would I put it? This position if there was an SMD. This position if the SMD can't cover. Oh, this would be a good position, taking out all this land force. It'd be a great use of that nuke. But where is it going? Gonna zoom out to see. Did it already get shot down? I don't see. Oh, no, it is. Haha, it is going for this. Literally in front of my face, and I could not see it. That's going to be a nicely placed nuke. Kaboom! Takes out a huge section of Titans and Percy's. That's a huge amount of mass that just got annihilated. Oh, the crab finally goes down here for Team 2, but just look at the damage it wrought. Zardos was under threat. He has a little bit over half of his hit points left, but how much mass did that nuke kill? It is already at 113,000. That's a lot of mass. That's the first, I think, well, it did land here, but essentially the first, great use of a nuke was taking out that huge land force. It does force Team 1 back just a little bit. Of course, they took out a Fat Boy as well. The Duke is still online. It's taken a hit, but it's still online. It's better than nothing. Team 1 struggling to get in that arty game. They have their own Disruptor here. I don't see any effort from anyone else to go in the arty game. Nope, it's just him. Billy Nuke landing on top of these Rascoms. Ouch. Not dead, but still ouch. That second artillery here for Team 2's player of Scorpio coming online here shortly. Second artillery is online, and they're just building more and more shields to protect these two. It's now a 3v1 scenario. Billy Nuke's landing all the time. That Duke is still under threat. It's still, it's still online, to be fair. Shields are starting to really buckle, though. Being turned. I don't know if they're being turned on or not, but it does. One artillery shell breaks through, takes out a PGen. All it takes is one more. There it goes. There goes that artillery installation. It is dead in the water. This time it's on land. I hear some chicken fire somewhere. Looks like it's over here. Fat Boy's holding it. Their own over here. They're going to kill that chicken. It's going to be close. No. That chicken is still alive. A decent horde of bricks here to the east. Going to start pushing southward. Good on Cito for getting these mexes online. They're T1, but it's better than nothing. But now we have artillery racing across the map here for Team 2. Now they're targeting the Disruptor that's about to come online. Team 2, they, cut their losses with air, built whatever they could, and built a lot of AA, and a lot of it essentially is on this western side, and it's mostly been built by one player, Monstratus. There is some AA for everyone, but really he made a huge effort. But Storm Lantern control K's, he was in the water up there. He sees the writing on the wall. His artillery installation doesn't even get finished. Maver says match rate's being built in the corner. That's a very interesting play. Team 2 now knows about it. Vera here says Kabanov, don't know. Vera? I see some Novax is being built, but I don't know what he means by Vera. A large effort by Team 1 combined with Fat Boys, Crab, and Percy's pushing this eastern side, trying to just gain some territory. More and more of those building nukes landing constantly. What's the comm at currently? 39,000 mass, which I mean for a comm is actually pretty good. It's already 5-starred. ASF fight constantly. Very bad engage here for Team 2. But they don't necessarily need to have air to win. They have a lot of artillery, and that is going to kill that Maver very quickly. I haven't seen a completed Maver in a while, so I'm like secretly hoping that it finishes, but I don't think it's going to finish. It does look like they're going to target this mass fab farm, though. That's a lot of artillery. All it takes is a couple of these T3 mass fabricators to come offline. Shields are down. Oh, a couple more. Shields are down. There it goes. Mass fab took a hit. Oh, it's a nicely placed one. And there goes that grid up in smoke. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's a lot of eco here for Frost Monster to just lose. Team 1 starting to struggle. Team 2 catching up slowly. I heard... Oh, that was probably a Rascom. But Team 1 has made a considerable effort to push. They're starting to push back even more. Did I see that is a Billy Nuke, and it might kill friendly units if they don't move out of the way. Here it comes. It's inbound. There goes the artillery. Kaboom. Takes out that section. But a lot of these T2 Nothas... Actually, those are Gemini. Wait, oh, hold on. Those are Gemini. Where'd they go? No, those are Nothas. Okay, for some reason I thought he built something else. Team 1 is making progress here on the northeastern section, but they've lost the southwestern section that they've had for so long. But now we have more artillery? We have a third one that's almost completed here. Jeez. Monstratus is churning those out. I feel like there's another one that I'm just missing. Like, oh, it's right here. There's a disruptor right here. Didn't even notice it because it's kind of embedded with all that stuff. But we have 4 artillery emplacements here for Monstratus alone. Team 2 does not have the shield capabilities or Paragon or anything else really. The Maver is their only shot of victory. It's in the yellow. It's going to cross 50% here pretty soon. Oh, that's a good question. I don't think the artillery can reach that. Can you reach that? Yeah, it can. Okay, so I don't know why they're not targeting it. That's kind of weird. SMD maybe says Cito. Probably a good idea. This SMD is about to fall. Is there a nuke loaded? That is going to make a difference. There isn't one loaded. So they're going to breathe a sigh of relief in that aspect. But, I mean, Team 2 is holding the line. Their front line has collapsed here. But their secondary line with a lot of reinforcements are inbound. Crab is going to die here. Noth is helping to assist with that. Bricks are going to fall too. That's the thing you got to watch out for is just because you break the front line of artillery and PD does not mean there's not a bunch of units behind that line. Bailey Nukes constantly landing, trying to do what they can against enemy forces. He's at 59, almost 60,000 mass. Again, it's still a decent amount of mass. And the comm of Zardos is on a transport. It's on the Continental specifically. I think Zardos is having energy problems. Yep, he is having power problems. I keep hearing explosions. Stop doing that. He's gonna hide in the water, but the shields are down. The player of Matchery doesn't even have... Oh, he has energy. What the heck? Oh, but both shields are down. Maver has taken a hit. They need to build a shield very quickly. Another artillery lands. They take out that Maver. They rebuild it instantly. They need a shield right now. But I don't know if that's really going to work out for them. Does look like Team 2 has stopped. No, it is dead. GG. Goes out here from Matchery. It is 50 minutes and 50 seconds in the game. Artillery is going to still rain down. Shield does come back online, but it is going to take some time to reset that Maver, of course. Zardos is in the water with his 2 little engineering drones. And it is going up pretty quickly, but they need a lot more shield coverage, and they need it like 10 minutes ago. But look at the oppressive firepower and, you know, just map control here for Team 2. If they're using disruptors to just target anything in their way. How many? Let's go. The comm of Matchery. Either he does get sniped here by How Bass Tech. And now it's going to drop this game to a 3v. Actually, wait. How Bass Tech got killed off by Matchery. Oh, it was a murder-suicide. Okay, I only saw the one notification. It was a murder-suicide situation here. It drops this game to an even 3v3. But we can see the writing on the wall. The oppressive firepower of 5 artillery here from Monstratus. And he's even... Someone's building a Scathis, and Eisenfaust is building it, because why not? Scorpy has a... Alwashi has a nuke. 2 Hubbathams. And man, this Maver, you know, it's still going. More shields that they needed, again, like 10 minutes ago. It's just too oppressive. The shields cannot hold out against this firepower. They needed that Maver, and they needed it, you know, again, 10 minutes ago. And that's the hard part is, you know, you might have a good ground game, you might have a good air game, but if you can't end the game, then all of that's kind of for naught. So, you know, it just goes to show you need to have a plan to end the game as much as you need a plan to get to a good position to end the game. Shields are trying to hold out for as long as they can. But the fire rate on this artillery, at least how fast the shells are coming in, it really does not matter. Those look like they switch targets, and they're going for the nuke eliminator. And that's going to die. And I wouldn't be surprised if a nuke does launch, because he has one. He still doesn't have one. Very surprising on that. But, of course, Monstratus is just pummeling, just punching out more and more artillery. He's going to finish a 5th one, which is ridiculous, to say the least. I hear the Alwash bomber somewhere. I hear it. Where is it? Where is it? I don't hear it anywhere. That shield is starting to hold, though. And it's going up decently fast. I don't know. That's a lot of artillery still coming in. It does look like Team 2 keeps switching their targets. So, you know, that is a thing. The Cybran shields are down. The UEF ones are still online. Those are the better ones. But there's one more shield. It's being assisted by a bunch of Cybran... Cybran Rascoms. We have... Oh, they're really trying to hold out. They needed all of the shielding in before. Oh, man, it's at 50%. If it was not killed off initially, it would still be online. I hear... Oh, it's over here. I was like, I hear that Alwash bomber, and I can't find it. There it is over there. Artillery is just overwhelming constantly. This is ridiculous. Like, look at this, though. Like, look at this. Look at this monstrosity of a, like, I'm going to line everything up. Well, let's get a nice little shot of, you know, okay, everybody in line. You know, get the line leader out kind of thing, if you ever had that in elementary school. Or what is it in England and other countries? I think it's like, I know there's a word for it. Oh shoot, I can like almost hear it in my head. I can hear somebody saying it. I just can't think of what the name of it is. Not primary school. It's something like that. Anyway, oh, Rascom's just taking a hit. Does look like the Maver has taken another hit though. I don't need that. Yep. There's something in German. Don't know what it says. Not German. Russian. I don't know what it says. But Team 2 pushing back once again in this eastern section. That crab is not going to last that long. A horde of Cybran and Seraphim units. Of course, those are the only two factions that they have access to. Just pushing on that front line. Monstratus builds another experimental. It is another monkey. Has he finished? He has finished the fourth one. This is ridiculous. Look at this insanity that is just the artillery. I'm gonna wait for the take. I think this is gonna be the screenshot. Honestly, this is the screenshot. Just the fifth one lined up, ready to go. Oh, I want them all to fire. The other one's off sync. That's disappointing. Oh no, it's on sync now. Almost. Barely off. Anyway. Oh man, just the rush of units coming in. Team 1, they held out for a good time. They did a decent amount of work on the southwestern side, but they just couldn't pull it in at the end. We have Frost Monster with a teleporter. Where is he going? Hold on, where are you going? Gonna zoom out really quickly to see where he's going so I don't miss it. He's going down here. There will be at least one here, which it's up there. Not there. It's just because of the shadow. Does Team 2 notice it? Oh, they know he's there, so they just need to pay attention to it. No, the other two comms for Team 1 are in the water up here. And it's not looking good for that front line, or that secondary line. It is going down. Artillery helping to soften up their lines. We have just all that group of bricks is going to get hit. Pigeon's going down. Shield's going down. Nuke Eliminator's going down. I'm just waiting for that nuke to launch, and I think the Maver is officially dead now. Team 1 is just waiting for Death's sweet release. Yeah, a couple of the comm of Scorpy, I think, notices this. Frost Monster is going to just come out of the water, I think. But there are T2 Torp bombers on their way. The comm of Zardos does control K, it looks like. Yep, there he goes. The comm of Sito might follow. GG's in chat here from both teams. It was worth a shot, says Frost. It definitely was worth a shot. I mean, he kind of knew the writing was on the wall. There he goes to Torp Bomber. And that is going to be the last play alive for Team 1 is Sito, the 1100 rated player. He's going to sit in that water. I don't know if they're going to target him directly or just he'll control. Oh, never mind. He'll just evac or control K. There, everything goes up in smoke. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please like and comment down below what your favorite moment of the video was. And of course, were you right, were you wrong about who you predicted who was going to win this game? The just overwhelming firepower. He looks like he did sync them up. It's the overwhelming firepower off of these. You know, he was building a fifth because he's like, why not? Why not have more? Again, because why not? A secondary nuke launcher was built. I think it was gifted over to Scorpio, I think. That was the Scath as well. It was almost 3/4 the way done. The fifth disruptor over here. The two of a Thams here. And of course, the nuke. The nuke wasn't as important as I thought it might have been earlier on. It would have really cemented Team 1's victory. Sorry, Team 2's victory had they gotten it off and killed that base for matchery. But the SMD was built just in time. At least the missile, essentially. Man, I feel like for underrated play of the game, I mean, let's see. Scorpio did a very good job, of course. Monstratus, I mean, he was losing this western side for a long time and then just came back with a vengeance. Look at so much AA. This is what I love to see. He knew his team did not have air dominant, or at least air control. So he went, I'll just build SMD, not SMDs, but SAM sites everywhere, because why not? How many SAM sites did he build? Let's see. 139. Well, and look at the coverage. Obviously, a lot of them were built to prevent strap bombers from coming in, at least from this western angle. The northern angle, really wasn't a whole lot of defense here. You would have thought Team 1 would have noticed that. I mean, there's only 29, a circle all around, a couple, up here, but really, Team 1 could have just sent their strap bombers in this way and just gone after either the artillery or the nuke, but they didn't decide to do that. Head on is very much the way you don't want to go, because everyone builds it head on. You always want to go in from the side or, from behind if you can, but, Team 2 didn't really leave any room for that. I feel like Monstratus gets it. I don't want to just go he built, 5, 6 artillery so he gets it automatically kind of thing. But I feel like he did anticipate what his opponent could have done and built countermeasures to do so. And he had a strategy for, I'm just going to build artillery and win, because why not? And it worked. I mean, with the assistance, of course, of Scorpio as well. But, man, he really pumped them out. So I think I'm going to give it to Monstratus. He is the underrated player of the game. Let me know down in the comments if I am right or wrong, or maybe I'm in between somewhere. And, of course, if you haven't subbed to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one.